Like, I'm trying to get a set of Gulley Purps. It'll happen. We'll get it in.
Shout out to DJ Tricks that just came in and brought
Yo,
an Odyssey case.
DJ Tricks in here making
Yeah.
deals.
So
Making deals on the podcast.
always doing the deals, man. Always doing the deals.
Yeah, man. So,
Well, I'm working on trying to get more Gulley Purps, the 2019 run, the official ones. Stay tuned. I know there's a lot of other dealers that have them out there. I think right now Serato.com has them, which I will talk a little bit more about that once I get into the story here. So, okay, so you see I'm wearing the shirt. Shout out to DJ Cali. This is the GC purple shirt. So this was the first that I know of the purple record that's for Serato. So purple control vinyl. So it all started there. So I was still working at Guitar Center at the time. As I get into the story, I also want to shout out AJ and Steve, the founding fathers of Serato. There would be no control vinyl without them. Much respect to you both. Respect to Serato as a company, the brand, the software. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely impacted my life. I'm sure it's impacted yours as well. So much love and respect to AJ and Steve. Okay, so I'm working on the floor at Guitar Center. We were already starting to sell the green vinyl, the orangish yellow, what they call them gold. And then there was the black, red, blue. Well, my buddy Jordan worked in the warehouse. He knew I was into the vinyl. So he comes out and goes, oh, look, they got purple now. So I ended up buying 3 of them.
this is crazy.
So I got it framed. I keep this in my office because this by far is probably one of the freaking dopest purple ones. I mean, I know the camera's not doing the justice, but there is some clean ass
I was
marbling
just
in
going to
there.
say that. Like, that record is insane.
Multiple colors, you know what I mean? So I open it up. I love it. I take this one home. I buy another 2. Of course, I sold a handful of them. I had bought them for $8 a piece. Another collector years ago knew that I had them and offered me $200 for the pair, so I sold them and just kept the one because I wasn't going to use them, you know what I mean? And, you know, at the time, $200 was, I'd take the $200, you know what I mean? So, you know, because I wasn't making lots of money when I first founded the store. So, but yeah, this was back at Guitar Center. I didn't know collecting Serato control vinyl was even a thing. I just knew I love vinyl. I'm a vinyl guy, and it was always cool to get a record you didn't know was colored, and you opened it up, and you're like, oh shit, it's freaking yellow. I'm like, yeah, I thought it was gonna be black, you know. So this is always kind of neat, you know what I mean? But yeah, so the Guitar Center purple. So that made everybody want the purple, is what it did. You know, I think it was a very small run because they were hard to get. You know, and I'm not sure what other retailers even had them. I don't think they did. I think it was all Guitar Center exclusive only. So that's where that started. The Guitar Center purple is where it started. So
That's crazy.
so that was the first one. So after that run ended, you know, I would call Rain periodically to find out if they had new pressings or anything. Serato, I don't know if it's true or false, but I know Serato, from what I understand, only let Rain press certain colors. So I mean, maybe we can talk more about the control vinyl game and maybe get guys like Mike May in here and other stuff into the podcast that we can go a little.
That would be awesome.
Go a little deeper into what the real story is.
Shout out DJ Trainwreck.
Yep. So after I called them, then they did say there was another purple record. So this was the next purple record that came out. Ooh. It's kind of dark though. So when you put this on the turntable, it looks black. So everybody wanted the marble. So it was kind of like, honestly, it was disappointing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, it's still cool to have this one now, but it was kind of like
holding it up to the light is nice, but for sure, the second that hits a platter, it looks gone. It's gone.
It's on the original Scratch Life sleeve, purple. So that was the second purple that came out. I was still at Guitar Center when that came out. Okay, so after I had left Guitar Center, I opened up a Rain order. Rain was the first company I opened up with. Bought a TTM 57, an SL2, and an SL3, and about 40, 50 records. So, of course, purple was one of them right here. So it has the same sleeve as the other one. Now, this one it's hard to catch on camera, but this one has more marbling in it. And you want to grab the one that you brought?
Yes.
This was part of the same batch as this one, but if you look at it in the light, it does got some purple and black swirls in it and some blue.
So I brought some perps to the one stop. This one is that wasn't it. This is it right here. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's still like a darker marble. I believe this came from.
This is a really cool one. I know Rob Alon has one out of this batch too, and it looks like kind of like, I don't know, like black lightning or something.
Yeah, it's dope.
You know, yeah.
Again, it's one of those that if you put it on a platter, you kind of lose it.
Yeah.
But when you
the marbling is outstanding, and it's a cool looking pressing. It really is.
I feel like this might be the one that came with the 62Z. Yeah. I feel like this is it.
Yeah, I think that was around that time. You know, you might be right.
We got Stokyo labels on it, but it definitely
Shout
is
out to
from
Stokyo, fam to the shop.
Yeah, it's definitely from the Rain era. But yeah, this is a really dope record, so I dig it. I wasn't even sure what it was. I had to hit up Gulley, and I even hit up Mike May, and I was like, "What is this?"
It's just a cool purple record. I think they were trying to get back to the marble stuff because that's really what the collectors wanted, and the people that were into purple vinyl wanted the GC Purp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that GC Purp is crazy.
Okay, so the next one is going to be the first dubbed Gulley Purp record. But before I get that, I mean, I need to tell you how I found out about the Serato Control Vinyl Collector Group. So I'm sitting at the shop, burning time because now I'm just chilling. So now I'm turning into a social media junkie, and I still am. So I searched Serato on Facebook just to see what will pop up. You know, so I found the group, and I thought, oh, there's people that collect records too, like me. And in fact, it opened up a whole nother world that I wasn't even familiar with, you know, because, you know, I had a nice little thing going already, but there was a lot more to it that was going on. So I got to send a big shout out and much love and respect to Dan and Josh for us creating that group. And, you know, I'm glad that I found it. Like I said, that's where it all started. So before I knew about this purple pressing, a guy named Chris Blakely, which was a member of the group too, and this guy's CV collection is bananas. And not only that, his vinyl collection is bananas. So Chris sends me this picture of this purple record that Eric Orr customized. He put one of his labels on there with the Max Robot, and he had some of his designs on the record. I posted it up on my social media. Maybe when we edit this for YouTube, you know, I could flash that picture up there so you can see what it is. And yeah, so he showed me that, and I go, well, I have purples coming in tomorrow. I will check them, you know, as soon as they come in. And I always opened up the new records just to see what they look like. You know what I mean? And so I get the record, and it's in the same sleeve as the last two that I showed you. It's just a Scratch Live purple vinyl sleeve. So I open up the record, and voila, we got marble Purps, solid Purps that now do look good on your decks, and they're like a lighter shade of purple. I mean, a darker shade of purple. They're not quite the GC purple, but that was it. So of course I shared that with Chris, and I think he probably ordered 20 for me or something like that. He always went deep. So I shared it in the group with the Serato Control Vinyl Collector Group, and I don't know who said the phrase first. You know, I'm thinking Junie C may have said it, the Gulley Purps, because he stands out to me in the group, and he was a big supporter of the Gulley Purps. But everybody started using that phrase. So what it was is I was the only known retailer that had these records. So they became known. That's the Gulley Purps. You know, so that way you knew what run of Purps we're talking about. We're not talking about Guitar Center Purps. We're not talking about the other Purps. We're talking about Gulley Purps.
It's a trip.
So the universe has obviously hooked me up major because, I mean, I would have never thought in a million years that any record would be named after me or associated with me, you know, and especially, you know, something cool like a Serato Control Vinyl, you know, I don't know. It's like surreal to me, to be honest, you know what I mean? And of course, I was ordering them by the stacks, you know, I mean, because back then, the Serato Control Vinyl Collector Group was thriving. I mean, people were really into it. We were all engaged, and we wanted to have the coolest pressings. And find, I mean, everybody was on the search for freaks and other stuff like that. I know Chris Blakely has some of the Gulley Purp freaks in pictures on his Facebook page. So everybody was always sought after that. But yeah, just to have my name associated with it is just beyond me. And it wasn't Serato naming it after me. It wasn't Rain that was naming it after me. It was the group of guys, that we all collected the vinyl. Because I'm more than a retailer. I'm a collector. I'm into vinyl. I'm living the same passions as most of the guys in the group. It's just we have a thing about turntables and DJing, and we're all kind of from that golden age era, and it's just such a great fit. So
That's
much
awesome.
like I said, much respect to Dan and Josh and all the fine people that I've met there. That's where I met Rob Alon, was in that group. I'm pretty sure I met Clint and Lalo in the group. Ricky J. I mean, the list goes on and on. I met so many great people that became fam to the store, became fam to me. In fact, I'm going to get back in the group today if they let me in. I am going to save the story for why I left the group for another time, because I can talk about the Serato Control Vinyl Collector Group's history for a long time, and we're going to do that for sure. Just to give some insight,
That would be dope.
and just so you guys know where my mind frame was. But I didn't leave out of being mad at anybody. I'll talk about it more on the next one. We'll put it that way. So we're going to go back to the story of the Gulley Purps.
I have
So
a question about this sleeve. Did it turn purple just from being in the wet?
no, that's it.
That's how it came.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, did it just rub itself to purple?
Sometimes they came paper. Sometimes they came this color. Sometimes they came clear. I don't know.
That's
No,
a trip.
no.
Because I don't even think you can really tell on the stream, but this plastic sleeve is purple. It's a purple hue
It's like
to
a
it.
pinkish. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a trip.
It's a Gulley Purp sleeve. So that's how the name came about. Like I said, I don't know who said it first. It could have been Dub. If somebody remembers exactly, share it with me for sure. But like I said, Junie just seems to stand out in my mind on that one. So big up to Charles Stallings.
The trucker.
Yep. All right. So after that, they all kind of got lightweight named Gulley Purp, but really that was the Gulley Purp that I just showed you guys. The rest of them were just purple control vinyl.
Right
So
on.
this was the next one that came out after that. You could say they changed the font a little bit on the sleeve. Now it's just a white logo. It doesn't have the red turntable platter thing. And this one has a paper sleeve.
Yeah.
And these also came in solid too. So these were kind of a dark run, really close to the Gulley Purps. But it's got the new label way, and
Right.
but it's still nice, flat, thin. Rain always pressed great records.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the Rain run of records was always nice. It was always dope.
Yeah. So much respect.
There's some nice marbling on that record. It's not quite Gulley Purps, but it's still pretty
No,
nice.
and they weren't too popular, and this run kind of came and went, fairly quick. So there's a lot of other Rain records. I don't know if you guys want me to pull them out and we can look at them, or
I'm telling you
want me
guys,
just to keep
Jason has a
moving on
stack. He has
You
a
know?
stack. I seen it earlier.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I think we got a little time to burn. So before I get to the official Gulley Purps, let me grab them so we can look at them.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna pull another one of these that I brought. This is another purple record. This one actually does have a Stokio label, but it also has the Scratch Live label on it. And this one's a little bit of marbling. You can kind of see through it a little bit. It's not as nice as the other record that I showed you guys, but yeah, I believe this one was just just part of the OG shit. Definitely not the Gulley Purps, but they had something going on.
That it was the part of the third run.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was like right when I had started the store. So that was in 2011, that run right there.
Crazy. Interesting shit.
Yeah. So I was one of the first retailers to get these too. This is the solid version of it, and this is on. Now we're at the Performance Series. Control tone is the 2.5.
Dude, look at this stack. Can you hold up the stack? We got to show the cam the stack. All purple records. Look at that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And there's even more than that in the office.
Jeez.
I just went through to find like certain ones. Well, I'm a collector, man. And the purples they always have the just their different runs are different every time. It's not like buying a set of clear.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or a clear red or the clear blue, all the boring ones. You know what I mean? Purple always
Before we
has you on your toes.
before we jump into this amazing stack, let's check in with the chat. Terrence is saying that opening those was like the lottery. You never knew what you were going to get.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. You
Rob,
know, yeah. I mean, because and we were always looking for different variations. You know what I mean, and different marbling and different
Yeah, man.
colorways, and like I said, we was always on the hunt for freaks. You know what I mean, and I don't mean like hot women. I'm talking about freak records that were like one-offs. You know what I mean? That were like you could not have. I mean, I only own like 2 or 3 freaks. You
Oh,
know what I
wow.
mean? You know who has all the freaks is Rob Alon and Chris Blakely.
An Egyptian lover.
You know, well, Egyptian lovers got the real freaks.
Rob Alano was saying that OG Purps and Gulley Purps are his favorites.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm still, these records are got my dub name on there. That Gulley Purps. I'm gonna still say the GC Perp was probably one of the best ones ever, and it was the first one. One of the Rain records I'm going to show you here that was very rare is really close to the Guitar Center Perp.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and that's the
Cool.
only one that's the closest to it.
Awesome.
This one ended up being in a solid.
Ooh.
It's got a little marble in it here or there, but it's kind of a Barney purple,
See, the webcam is cool. Actually, yeah, the webcam, you can kind of see it. But honestly, guys, seeing these records in person is like next level. It's crazy. Because then you can really enjoy all the detail. The webcam kind of captures a little bit
Yeah.
of that.
Well, the guys that collect know already, so they already know where it's at and how they look and in person, and that one's the same one as that one.
Yeah, man, this stack is massive.
This one right here, this one is like the Galaxy Perp, man. This one is.
That's dope.
I was the first retailer to get these two. I sold hundreds of them.
Those are dope.
Yeah. So these are probably outside of the GC ones, probably my second favorite. Out of all of them, I have one on the wall here in the shop. So those have been by, you've seen it. And if these were to come out tomorrow, they would hella sell. Wink, wink, Serato. Okay.
So, what do you think? What do you think it is exactly about purple vinyl that just drives people crazy? I mean, yeah, the Gulley Purps and the group being a big part of it, but let's even like think about is it just the fact that it's just purple records? Is that what it is?
I
Like-
just maybe because when that GC perp popped out,
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Damn, Purple Records is the shit." You know, what
Right,
I mean?
right,
It was
right.
just something that's a great question.
Where does
Because-
purple rank on the most sought after like colorways for control vinyl? Like, so I would imagine what the top of the list is what whites. Everyone loves whites,
Well,
right?
yeah, white's going to be number one,
Right.
Especially if you get the exclusive stuff.
Right.
Purple is probably the top color, to be honest, out of everything that I've sold. I mean, yeah, I would say that and clear. I mean, clear is
Clear's
really
a,
popular.
clear's a big one.
And plus they ride nice on the decks.
Purple's definitely top 5.
Absolutely. Probably, yeah. It's one or two.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, no, it's.
You
Yeah,
guys in the chat, let us know, where does purple vinyl rank in your top 5 control records? Or is it even top 5? Is it number 1? Is it number 10? What
when
is
I
it?
DJ, I like the yellow ones and the clear ones. That's just I don't know what it is. I like the way those are pressed, the way they feel. But
Yeah, man.
So this one was another rare one. So I know not a lot of people got these. Now this is the closest to a GC perp that you're gonna see, and this is in a Rain 2.5. And you could see, I mean, I know on the camera you can't see it, but there's like a mixture of purple and pink and blue in this record. I think I was only able to get like 10 of these, so as a retailer. So I know these weren't highly sold. So if you got some of these particular ones, then they're probably worth some money at this point because they're rare.
That's a trip.
You know.
The rain stuff is always dope.
Yeah. No, they were the shit.
The rain stuff is always dope. Ricky J says his top 5 are grays, doo-doo, solid blue, purps, and yellows.
Doo-doo brown. Doo-doo brown. Here's another one that's really close to the GC perp too.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Now these ones is another super rare one. I think I only got maybe 10 of these ones as well. Because I never ordered heavy until I knew what I was getting. Because
Right.
I've ordered heavy before and then ended up getting solid purples, and people don't want the solid ones, man. They want the freaking the marbles, man. They want the marbles.
Right.
So this one right here is extremely rare.
That is nice.
Yeah, it's almost
That's
pink.
dope. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like an
You know?
opaque kind of purple.
You know.
It's dope. That record's dope.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that's in my personal collection. I will part with my collection when I die. My family, I need to write it down so they know what all is worth, and I'm sure they'll sell it and go on a vacation or whatever. I mean, it's up to them what they want to do with it. But yeah, I just love owning them. I know not everybody understands, guys that collect stuff, but it doesn't matter. You do what you feel, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing.
Some people collect classic cars. Some people collect control
Yeah,
records.
and some people collect headaches.
Yeah, for real.
I'm not going to take it out of the package, but this one was representing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that we got those from one of the Serato parties at NAM, if I'm not mistaken.
That's awesome.
If I can get it back in there. All right.
Rob Alon saying his list is the OG whites, OG grays, OG promo yellows, the Air Force Ones, and the 5 Freaks.
Yeah. Rob's got a pretty massive collection. I mean, shoot, we need to do a podcast with Rob and his collection.
Yeah, we need to get Rob on the podcast
because
for sure.
he's got massive vinyl. My collection is baby in comparison to his.
He says, I like that people don't talk much about the SARA lavenders.
That's true. I didn't think about pulling those out because I wanted to keep this more on the rain level because I do have I have 3 variations of the LYMs. I do have 2 variations of the Syrahs. I don't think I'm missing any other purple vinyl outside of that, but yeah, I was keeping it on the rain 2.5 stuff or
Right
2.0 and 2.5. So, well, yeah, those were early on purple records too. So that's the regular one.
I'm still baffled by this stack of purple wax. This is crazy.
Yeah. This one is another rare one too. This is another run of the 2.5. I think I might have showed its brother earlier, but look at that.
Yeah, man. It's similar to the
You
one
know.
you pulled, but the marbling's nicer on this
Yeah,
one.
the marble's a little more deep on this one.
Yeah, the marbling's nicer on
And
that.
these ones were very rare. Again, I got 10 of them. You know what I mean? So, and when I went to order more, they were gone. So maybe they're out there in the world somewhere. Maybe some of the folks that also sell Serato control vinyl maybe still have some stash somewhere. Who knows? So I think that was all the variation on those. So
It's nuts.
oh no, there's one. This one right here is a clear 2.5. It's got a little bit of marble in there, but this is, again, you put this on the turntable, it looks black.
Yeah,
so,
man.
But this is not many of these out either. I mean, if you got a set, let me know because I know I ended up buying these from Planet DJ because Rain didn't have them. So I asked them, well, who bought them? And so they told me the 2 retailers that bought them. So I just went on their site and bought them out. And then I flipped them and then I kept a pair.
We have someone saying, I've never seen or heard of these purple variations.
No. What's up, Chris? Yeah, no, these yeah. I mean, I think I used to actively post them in the Control Vinyl Collector group, but I think by the time I was posting stuff like this, I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but the group had changed, and it wasn't like it was before, and this record don't want to go in. It's fighting me, so let's put it aside. And so, like I said, when I go into the history from my standpoint of the group, I will talk more about that. Those that know already. So, okay. So this one came with that same clear batch, and it is a purple. It's a 2.5. I call it blueberry.
Oh,
so I know the camera's probably not picking it up. This is a freak, for sure. It doesn't have freak design going on to it. But looks blue, right?
No, you can see it pretty good on the webcam too.
And I should
Actually,
have pulled a blue record so you could show you against what the blue looks like. The blue is a lot lighter than this. This is like a violet purple.
That's a trip.
Sort, and it's part of the Rain 2.5. Yeah, I was pretty happy when I opened that up and be like, yeah, I got something that nobody else got.
Yeah, that's a trip.
No,
the webcam actually did pick that up pretty good.
Yeah. See, I think we looked at all the variations at this point. There's another one of those light ones. The almost looks like the GC Perp.
Dude, I'm feeling those. Those like kind of opaque purple. Those are dope. Like those are. I like those. Those are dope.
Yeah. And then, okay, that's just a solid 2.5. And yeah, I think I covered all the variations. Oh, here's another one of those Galaxy ones. Man, this one is,
Yeah.
man, look at that shit. Oh my,
Yeah, man.
that is freaking badass. I mean, this is what we want right here, Serato. And you've done it. There's been performance series colors that have came out like this. But if
That's
this
dope.
could just be a standard pressing, like somebody pays attention to what pellets they put in to make this colorway, it's the money.
Get them. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it looks like Galaxy. You know what I mean? Like, freaking, we just hit warp speed and shit.
That's insane. I mean, I dig the Serato pressings that are coming out. Like the Serato picture disc are fun. I'm gonna get a set of those before I get up out of here.
Yeah.
But can we get more stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like for real.
And this is just another one of
Please?
those rare ones that it's, you
Yeah.
know, it's, yeah, like I said, there wasn't many of these made. So if you got them, you got them. All right, so that's the history of Gulley Purps and Rain Purple Records. So from my standpoint, everything I'm giving you guys is from my point of view, my standpoint, where I've been in this business, in this industry. I mean, I'm sure there's more stories out there to be told. I would love to hear them as well. But I mean, the whole time we've been making history with all this stuff. You know what I mean? And it's just, I'm fortunate that I have a store that was able to support the movement. You know what I mean? And I still support it now. It hasn't ended. You know what I mean? I mean, as you guys know, we sold records at the Damn Show at the Soul Show, where Serato always comes to us first because they want us aboard because they know that me and Rob Alon are boots on the ground and that we are collectors ourselves. We live it. We talk about it. We are it. That's the bottom line.
There you go.
So before we end the story here, I get this package in the mail last year from Serato, and I'm thinking, wow, I wonder what this could be. You know, why? You know, it's just random. A package shows up from Serato. I'm like, this is just random. You know what I mean? So I open it up, and it's a set of these records. So I'm thinking, oh, Gulley Purps 2019. Well, I didn't know how deep-rooted it was until I got a phone call asking if I got the package. And I'm like, yeah, I did. And the phone call was from Tony Barras. Shout out to Tony. He goes, yeah. He's all, did they send a note with it or anything? And I'm like, no. He goes, oh, well, he's all, just, you know, take a look at it and let me know what you think about the records, you know? And I thought, oh, okay. I'm thinking I already posted them on social media. I figured maybe that was the goal. The end goal was just to hey, man, we got a new Rain Purple, you know what I mean? And of course, you know, since it was Rain Purple, that people associated it with me being Gulley Purps. So I thought about what he said, and I thought, well, I'm going to look at this record a little closer and try to figure out, you know, what's going on with this pressing, you know. And unknowingly, I mean, I didn't know this, but when I discovered it, I about fell out. It says Gulley Purp engraved on the record. So this was a nod to me for all the stuff I've done for the guys that collect the vinyl and for just Serato Control vinyl in general. I mean, of course, we're not going to be able to pick it up on camera, but it's scribed in here. You know, there's usually little notes or certain pressings or what number it is and that kind of stuff. It says Gulley Purp on the record.
It's insane.
It's on all of them that went out on these records. So that was the biggest head nod that I've ever gotten from any company I've ever worked with. Like I said, I'm ecstatic about it. I'm humbled about it. I mean, I feel like I've made a lot of good decisions with what I've done, and it's great to be recognized, you know, to that level. You know what I mean? To putting my name on the record. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is the illest honor ever, Rob. It like I said, it's surreal to me. You know what I mean? I like I said, it was one of those, like, it was like a milestone.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know,
Yeah.
like, wow, for real? Like, you know what I mean? Like, really got my name on a fucking Serato Control vinyl?
That's huge.
I'm like, So it just, yeah, like I said, I'm warm and fuzzy inside over it. You know what I mean? And it just makes me feel good that that I'm recognized for my integrity and what I've done, with everything. And I love what I do. You know what I mean? It's not, I didn't set out to have my name on a record. I would have never thought that could even been possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I hope that it opens doors for other people to be involved in it, and other people that contributed to what we do can be recognized as well. Because it's a collective of people that we're all doing it for. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's just one of the things that makes us tick. So. But yeah, I've had fun tagging some of the records. I've had fun, tagging the sleeves. I know that a lot of people still want them. The last run that came in went out as fast as it came in. I am trying, like I said, to get more. But like I said, at Serato, they're on Serato.com. There was one more thing I wanted to share on the underneath of the whole story with this record that you guys don't know what goes on behind the scenes as a retailer. So after the record came, I posted the record. I let everybody know my name is on the record. Well, I have a big following of people that want to buy them from me. They don't want to go to .com. They want to go to One Stop and fill the order for me. So I had about 60 leads that I could have sold the records to. And so Stokio was no longer the distribution. Now Odyssey has a company called Alliance that is the distribution. They don't know me and the world I'm in with all these records and stuff. They're oblivious to it. They know now. And shout out to those guys. They're a great group of guys over there at Odyssey. Much respect to them. So I put in my order. I order 100 of them. So I'm like, I can comfortably sell 100 of them. If I got 60 people that want them, it's not going to be a problem to move 100 of them. Well, they come back to me and they only want to give me 30. And I'm like, so I reiterate, well, my name's on the record. And I'm dealing with a guy named John. He's a great guy. He's got a legacy in this business. In fact, after this whole ordeal, he came to visit me just to, talk shop and find out more about me and what I was doing. And we learned a lot about each other. So shout out to John. So I told him again, my name's on the record, so if you guys could just, at least give me 70 of them, I'll be good with that. You know what I mean? And he's like, well, Jason, it's not going to be fair to the other dealers if we give you that many and then we have to take from theirs. And again, I say, well, my name is on the record. I don't know how much more clear I can make that to anybody, but
that's insane. Yeah.
But I'm like, my name's on the record.
I feel like you should have first dibs, and then we hook everybody else up.
Well, yeah, that would have been cool. You know what I mean? But I know they're playing by the rules, and like I said, they don't know me like that. They don't know the inner workings of it. So I go, okay. I was like, well, how about I'll just order 10, and that's it. I won't even order more than that. Or we could just cancel the order altogether. I went hardball. You know what I mean? Well, because this is the thing, and people don't understand this, is that I'm not going to pick and choose who gets them, okay? If I got 60 people that follow me and love the store and support what I do, and I've already put them in line for the records, and now I got to go back, sorry, guys, I only got 30, so what are we going to do, a lottery? I mean, now, it makes me feel bad, you know what I mean, that I would have to tell somebody no and pick and choose who got the records. That's the thing. I shouldn't have to pick and choose who gets them. You know what I mean? And that was part of the story. So Tony jumped in and made sure I was taken care of. I ended up getting the 70 records. So, that was that on that part of it. So I didn't want to play hardball on something that was so fucking cool like this, but I did. Because like I said, I can't, in my own mind, be I just can't pick and choose. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I wasn't able to take care of the people that wanted them. You know what I mean? And I had been through this before, and I'll talk about it on the next podcast, about Serato Control Vinyl, about, getting only 6 copies of something, and I got like 100 people that want them. You know what I mean? And then they sell out online, and then I can't get them what they want, and now I'm jumping through hoops. So I just wanted to share that part of the story. Like I said, much respect to Serato. Like I said, the founders, AJ and Steve. Shout out to the folks at Rain. the original Rain. I don't know the new Rain that well, but the Rain from Washington State. Much respect to that whole
Sure.
team there, because they were part of the movement. Of course, shout out to Stokio. Shout out to Tony Beres for making sure I got taken care of on this, and I never found out for sure, but I think that this whole pressing was his idea, to be honest. But I've never asked him directly that question. So, but yeah, so that's it. And of course, I just made this cool Gulley Purp pin.
Yeah, man.
Having fun with it. These are free with purchase because I can't sell these. It says Serato and Rain on there.
Those are dope,
So
though.
just heads up. I'm not selling them Serato. Just heads up. But yeah, I'm gonna make more stuff like this. This is just cool collectible stuff. Commemorate stuff. You know me. I'm all about doing that kind of stuff. That's just like I said. I love what I do, and it's the universe takes good care of me, and yeah, I'm living the dream, as they say. But I don't mean that in a sarcastic way. I mean that in a true way. All right. Well, before we wrap up, this is, like I said, this is the Knock and Gulley podcast that we're going to be doing periodically, hopefully twice a month at least. It'll be right here on a One Stop DJ Shop Twitch page. I do have a new show that I'm going to plug real quick. It's called The Phil's Mix. And what The Phil's Mix is, so this is my thing. It depends on how I feel to what I want to listen to music-wise. So the show I'm starting is going to be a random music, man. I'm going to be playing, Barry Manilow, and then freaking Sweet Sensation to Scorpions. Who knows, man? You're going to hear Cats in the Cradle and just random records. And then I'll probably tell a story with each one. So, you could tell I'm really feeling good at home, tequila-wise, when I start posting YouTube posts, and then I got my little story with them. So I'm always reminiscing about music and thinking about some of the days growing up, because music's kind of like a stamp in time. So,
Absolutely.
and I just want to have fun with the show and just share some of the music that I like to listen to. And it may be stuff you forgot about. Some of it you might think is corny. I don't know. The idea really came from Rude Jude at Shade 45 on the All Out show. Every Thursday he does what he calls it the Pill Mix. And I mean, he'll play like Beautiful Ones by Prince, and the next song will be like Welcome to the Ghetto by Spice One. I mean, and I just every Thursday I have it on here at the shop, and yeah, I enjoy listening to that because it's just so random. You don't hear that on anywhere else. Where are you going to hear those two songs back to back? You know what
I'm
I mean?
excited to see the stuff you come up with, man. I already know.
Oh, it's going to be good, man.
I already know.
It's going to be real good. So. But yeah, so that was the history of the Gulley Purps. I appreciate all that took time to tune in. Of course, we're going to edit this for YouTube, and I will get it up on Facebook for those that weren't able to join in this afternoon and to check it out live. But
yeah, we're gonna bounce it a few places. I think we're even gonna bounce out a audio only version that you can get on your favorite podcast formats and all that kind of fun stuff as well. So. Yeah, it's been good, man. The perp story's crazy, and just seeing the different variations of wax and seeing where it started and where we're at now with it. Yeah. Dude, I still need some Gulley Purps. I'm sitting next to Gulley Man right now, and I don't even have Gulley Purps.
Well, like I said, they are out there if you really want them. But like I said, I'm working on getting more.
But it's like what you said. Like, I don't want to order them from like some other site. I want to get them from Gulley himself. Yeah. Like, I don't. That to me, getting them from you makes them even that much more authentic.
Sure. Well, that's why I wanted to accommodate everybody that wanted them in the first place. You know what I mean? Because, because I know that was important to support me, because the whole Gulley Purps thing started with me selling the Gulley Purps. That's how the whole thing came around. Just like I indicated in the story. You know what I mean? That's and I wanted everybody to get taken care of too. You know what I mean? I really do.
That's like buying Jordans from Jordan. Yeah. It's like, to me, it's the same thing. Yeah. It's like if I can get it from the man himself, Absolutely. I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
Like I'd much rather do that.
No, that makes complete sense, because that's how I am with certain things too.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, so it was a good podcast, a good way to break things in. I think I was pretty thorough on the history overall. Like I said, it would be interesting to hear some of the other collectors' point of view, to go back to 2012 when they dropped, and just to hear your guys' stories on them.
For sure.
like I said, I know I've sold stacks of them. I mean, I know Chris Blakely has stacks of them. I know Nando has stacks of them. I know Mike Costa has got stacks of them. Shoot, I could go on and on. There was guys that were buying heaps of them from me, not just a pair.
Yeah, man.
And then a lot of celebrity DJs were buying them from me too, because like I
That's
said, I
dope.
was the only known retailer to have them. So it opened doors for me to have new customers and other stuff. So it really it's historical. I'm very fortunate to be part of this history, and we're writing history as we're going. Everybody that supports me and the brand, I mean, you're much appreciated. Like I always say, I can't do this without you. I don't have the resources. I don't have capital. I am just a regular guy. I guess I consider myself middle class at this point, but most of my life I've been broke poor. So it's just you follow your passions, follow your dreams, do what you want to do. Life is too short to not do what you want to do. So that's all I'm saying. I mean, if you want to work a 9 to 5 and just work for the weekend, I mean, if that makes you feel good, do you? You know what I mean? That's all I can say. I mean, if I can do what I'm doing, you could do anything that you want to do too, and that's real. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah. So
I feel that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help inspire people. I have fun online all the time. Doing what I do. The Gulley for President thing is super fun. I always
man.
like talk about tacos, and you know what I mean, and and I'm known for all that stuff. You know what I mean? Everybody knows I'm a taco tequila turntable guy, and that's what I mean. So that's why it
Trifecta
goes
right there.
hand in hand. Shout out to the Victor at Mix Show Drops for making the Gulley for President thing happen. He sees the vision. He is part of the wheel of what we're doing over here at the One Stop. So yeah, we have an army. We're building an army. It's the One Stop Army, and I'm glad that you guys are all being part of the army with me. You guys are all, I see Joey Santos has joined the group in the chat. What up, Joey? I talked about you earlier, man. You know the story already when we met at Henry's shop, and you guys threw the idea at me of opening the store. So, respect to you, Joey. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, and of course Henry too. Appreciate Henry too. You guys, like I said, the universe brought us all together, and here we are on this ride. So, yeah. So, I don't know. I think I've done enough talking. I think.
Yeah, man. I think this is a good one. We got knocked out. Really, I already know the more often I can get down here to Modesto, the more we'll bang these out. Like this is.
Oh,
a
there's
really
so
good
much more to
platform.
talk about. You know what I mean?
Jason and I, we go on these tangents where we talk about so many stories, and we got to kind of check each other. Like, oh man, that'd be dope for the podcast.
Yeah. Well, we try to retain the info. You know what I mean?
Man,
But but there's so much tied into the culture and the music, the gear.
Oh, dude, we're gonna geek out on this whole thing. It's gonna be awesome, and the channel's growing. I don't want to say too much right now about the channel, but I will say this: that follow, share. We already talked about like possible cool emotes for the channel.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna go down. And, we got to get Rob out here. We're gonna get guests going as things just develop more. This is only the beginning. This is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and I just noticed that I typed in "not" and Gulley on the podcast.
It's not in Gulley.
It's knock. NOC. Sorry, y'all. It was probably freaking damn spell check or some shit.
Exactly what it was. That's exactly.
All right, y'all. Well, TGIF. Happy Halloween. You guys have fun with the fam. Eat lots of candy, lots of food. I'm gonna hang with the fam back this Saturday or tomorrow for Halloween and just barbecue and drink tequila and live the good life. Hang out with my kids, man. That's
it.
That's it. So, all right, y'all. Well, I'm Jason Gulley.
Big Buddy Knock.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Later.